is likely that this tunnel may be remembered throughout history as the most difficult one that was ever excavated. It was formerly known as the Hell Tunnel by engineers working for the United States of America. The very minimum amount of time it will take China to complete it is 50 years. On the other hand, China has proven over and again that it is capable of pulling off one miracle after another. Over 900 people working on the construction of this Hell Tunnel gave their lives as the ultimate sacrifice so that it could be finished. Over the course of its 12-year lifetime, the construction project incurred a total cost of $42 billion worth of expenditures. The reason why China is compelled to spend such a huge amount of money to create this Hell Tunnel is something that many people find difficult to fathom. In the next video, I will provide an explanation of one of the responses that is considered to be the most authentic. At the present, China is most likely the country that lays the utmost priority on being equipped with a sophisticated system of transportation and communication. Roads have been built one after the other in a number of China's most remote areas and villages in an effort to make traveling more convenient for the people who live there. In spite of the fact that it is anticipated that the development of high-speed rail would result in significant financial losses for China, the country continues to invest enormous sums of money in the endeavor. Bridges were built over waterways, which united villages that had been previously cut off from one another. This replaced the prior means of travel over water. There is no question in my mind that China is now one of the countries that is leading the rest of the world in terms of the quality of the infrastructure that they are creating. In addition to these essential pillars, China places a large amount of importance on the mode of transportation that is offered by its railways. Despite this fact, when building trains, constructors usually run up against obstacles such as mountains and hills. Building tunnels is a practical solution that may be utilized to circumvent challenges that are brought about by disparities in height. Not only can it quickly decrease the length of the line in half by cutting through the mountains, but it can also increase the capacity of the transportation system while simultaneously decreasing the cost of transportation. This is a triple win for the transportation industry. A tunnel in China with a length of only 14 kilometers has the potential to be discovered in that country. In order to complete the construction of this tunnel, China invested a substantial number of resources, including both time and money, $42 billion in 12 years respectively. The name Dazhushan Tunnel refers to this particular route. The Dazhushan Tunnel is the most important section of the Dalai Ruili Railway, which extends from Dalai Yunan to Ruili and is the most important railway for China's Pan. Ian Railway West Line and China-Myanmar International Corridor. Both of these are important transportation corridors. Ruili and Dali are linked together by the Dalai Ruili Railway. However, for China, the construction of a tunnel to open the Dalai Ruili Railway will not only help to boost transportation and economic cooperation between China and the countries of Southeast Asia and South Asia, but it will also help to stimulate the economic growth of Southwest China. This is because the Dalai Ruili Railway will connect China with the countries of South Asia and Southeast Asia. Because of the incomparably challenging nature of the construction, China is not going to casually accept this task. With the year 2003, China sent 13 engineers to the United States in the hope of receiving technical help from that country. At the same time, engineers from the United States went to the area in order to conduct study there. Despite all of these efforts, the exploration only yielded inadequate results, which were disappointing. Although it will take at least 50 years to build using American technology, which means that China will not be able to finish it. American engineers say that this is a hell tunnel, and they believe that China should stop developing it. They believe that it is in China's best interest to stop developing it. The building of this tunnel presents a number of challenges. How exactly are these challenges manifested? The working conditions on the building site of the Dazhushan Tunnel are among the most dangerous that can be found any place in the world. If the route that was recommended by Chinese engineers for the construction of the tunnel is followed, it will have a total length of 14,484 meters and a depth of 995 meters when it is finished. The tunnel would travel through the entirety of the southernmost part of the Hengduan Mountains if this route were chosen. The fact that there are a total of 6 fault zones, 5 cursed development sites, as well as 3 fold structures, and that there will be a continual influx of water throughout the cave is what is causing the Chinese engineers the most concern. They are also concerned about the fact that there are a total of 3 fold structures. As a direct consequence of these problems, the workers on the construction site will be placed in a precarious position. China has arrived at the decision that it must move forward with the construction of the Dazhushan Tunnel after doing study and participating in debates on the matter. In 2008, construction on the tunnel project was at last initiated in a manner that could be considered official. Despite this, Chinese construction employees were there for the length of the building process, and they were able to see the most horrible event. As a direct result of the tough working conditions, construction workers had to deal with a number of water, inrush, and mud gushing occurrences within a period of around a year after the tunnel project was initially initiated. More than 200 construction workers were killed instantly as a direct result of these occurrences, while an additional 120 construction workers sustained significant injuries. The Chinese construction crew has been hard at work on the mission for a total of 26 months. But after all of their effort, they have only managed to excavate 156 meters into the mountain. In addition to that, constructing things inside the cave was an activity that presented a great deal of difficulty. As a direct consequence of the high temperatures and high levels of humidity, a sizable portion of the construction employees were affected with rheumatism. Later on, in order to prevent the high temperature from having a negative impact on the construction team's health, 12 tons of ice was brought in every day when the construction team was working, and a group of construction workers had to be replaced every 3 hours. Additionally, the construction team was required to take breaks every 3 hours. The construction of the tunnel in China proceeded in this manner for a period of 12 years, during which time China overcame an extensive number of obstacles that arose during the course of the construction process and ultimately completed the tunnel project in its entirety. However, it is a terrible waste that over 900 people had to pay the ultimate price by losing their lives while the structure was being constructed. This is a tragedy that will never be forgotten. Having access to this tunnel will be very beneficial for China. China had developed a significant amount of cutting-edge technology for the construction of tunnels by the time this so-called Hell Tunnel was finally completed. In contrast to the initial prediction of 50 years made by American engineers, it took China only 12 years to complete the project, which not only demonstrated China's speed to the rest of the world, but also impressed the Americans. In the beginning, the American engineers predicted that it would take China 50 years to complete the project. It might be challenging for us to conceptualize how China was able to achieve this objective. Nevertheless, we can see that the Chinese people always have the courage to confront any challenges and search for the most effective way to find solutions to these problems, which is admirable. This is one of the reasons why the Chinese culture continues to thrive. Since the Dalai Ruili Railway went into operation more than 10 years ago, the official opening of the Dazhushan Tunnel allowed for its renaming as the Dalai Ruili Railway. Not only has this resulted in a greater degree of opening up in China's Yunnan region, but it has also resulted in a strengthening of the channels that connect China with other countries in the region. After that, China will have an easier time transporting materials to countries in the surrounding area, and it will be able to have interactions with Middle Eastern countries that are friendlier. Wait! Here's one more exciting news. You'll be shocked. New $600 million USA bridge. Whoa! S has gone crazy. America spent 10 years to build this bridge. Don't waste your time, just click it.